conversations from the world of women's sports. This is WiSP Sports Radio.
This is Season 2, Episode 6 of Ruck On. WiSP Sports Radio is brought to you by Hyland's Earache Drops.
Earaches are one of the primary causes for doctor visits, with over 30 million visits per year. After you've been diagnosed with an earache by a physician, try Hyland's homeopathic earache drops and tablets. Hyland's has been trusted for generations to provide safe, effective homeopathic medicines for all members of the family. Hyland's homeopathic ear drops and tablets provide natural relief to help you get back to doing what you love. Visit hylands.com/ear-pain to find a retailer near you. That's hylands.com/ear-pain. Claims are based on traditional homeopathic practice, not accepted medical evidence. Not FDA evaluated. Read and follow label directions.
I'm Kim Donaldson on WiSP Sports Radio, and at WiSP Sports, we believe women in sport deserve equal coverage, and so does my new co-host, Poppy Cleall. Poppy, I'm so happy you've agreed to join us on a regular basis.
So am I. I'm pretty excited to get going and getting the first one under our belts.
Yeah, awesome. So Poppy, what have you been up to? How's your training going?
It's off season, so just been putting my feet up. I've been keeping pretty active. I joined a touch team, so
Great.
been playing a bit of rugby touch.
And is it really organized, like structured? Do you guys have refs, or is it kind of like a fun self-discipline thing?
It's just like you go down to the park and have a kick about with your friends, but you've only just met them, sort of thing. So it's really good. It's like run by volunteers, and there's, I can't remember how many. I think a crazy amount of clubs around the country that do it, sponsored by O2. It's called O2 Touch, and then you just get down to the park and play with your friends. It's really good fitness, and it's keeping me ticking over. We've got pre-season that starts next week, so then that's when it really gets going. But for now, it's just get to pass a couple of times, and then it's just keeping me going, really.
Yeah, like you said, a little run around with your mates or new mates.
Oh, new mates, yeah.
Sweet. And then what does next week entail?
I'm not exactly entirely sure. So I've never actually done pre-season with Saracens before, but I don't think it's enjoyable or very pretty. But I think you just get it done and get going. So last season I signed early September, so I just missed pre-season. Right. But this season I'm going to be there from the start. I'm ready to get going. I think we might have a couple of friendlies soon. So I'm
cool.
excited to get back playing.
You guys are training right through July, August, and for your season to actually kick off come September. Yeah.
It seems like such a long time to be training.
Right.
Just running around, but yeah.
But then I guess by the time you get to September, everybody's level is so much higher. So that would definitely add to the quality of your league, right?
Yeah, that's the aim. Hopefully we'll be fitter by then.
Cool. And before we get into what's happening in women's rugby, have you been watching the, I'm going to call it Football World Cup for you? Have you been following what's going on with that at all? It's kind of taken over the world?
I absolutely have.
Okay.
And I've just got one thing to really say about that. That's football's coming home. England are going to win the World Cup.
Whoa. Okay. That's good. It's good to have that passion and belief. I can't say...
It only happens every 4 years. We can really get behind the football team. And normally we haven't got much hope, but this time we've got more hope than we've ever had. So I think it's going to be good.
I can't say that I follow football on a regular basis, but I do love competition and I do love the tournament. And so it just seems like even from the qualifiers, it's been a tournament of upsets and exciting things happening. So, Canada is not there, and doesn't look like it will be there. Yeah, it doesn't look like it will be there anytime soon. But
I'm a little bit nervous when I come to California that I'm going to be able to watch the games and it's going to be screened. So I'm hoping that there's places out there. Any recommendations for me to go to watch a football, an England game in California? That would be good. I need to catch it.
I'm sure there'll be tons. Like I said, even though in Canada we don't have a team in, like people are watching it and people are from lots of places in the world that want to get on board. So I don't think you'll have a problem, but maybe people can tweet at you and let you know.
Okay, feel free to tweet me. Tell me where to go.
So sevens season wrapped up a little bit. We're obviously heading into the Sevens World Cup. Any predictions for what's going to happen, Poppy?
Oh, it's going to be, with this new format, it's going to be, I think, what's the word? Exciting. We're not going to know. I don't think you can predict who's going to make it. When we know who the top 4 is, then we can probably start predicting. But right now, it's a knockout game. You make one mistake and that's it. You're knocked out of the World Cup. Yeah, it's so cutthroat. So I think in England, we've got Ireland up first.
That's right.
And I think, luckily, we've got history on our side. So recently, when we've been playing Ireland, we've been winning. So I'm predicting that we go through the first round. And then I think it gets tricky, very tricky from then on, because I think we're going to come across a top 4 team. And then... But it's sevens, anything can happen. But the top 4 teams in women's rugby right now in sevens is just so much high above the rest.
Yeah,
so,
there's a bit of a divide, eh?
I want to see a good final, though. So I want to see an Australia-New Zealand final.
Yeah, obviously the traditional, yep.
Yeah, and then England-Canada for 3rd and 4th, which also is getting to be a little bit traditional as well.
True enough. Yeah, I'm all right with that. Obviously, I'd love to see Canada in the top. But I think just with the way things have been going for the last few rounds, I think you're probably right. It'll be something like that. Australia kind of started off the season in a stronger point, but New Zealand has just been consistently dominating in the last few finals. Yeah,
they did start off the season so well, Australia, and that's why they ended up winning the World Series, because they started so well, and unfortunately they haven't brought it in. But I think they've got a few injuries and stuff, and they're waiting to bring people back. As soon as they bring these people back, I'm sure they're going to have a really good World Cup. But it was just that last tournament in France was so exciting. But it was like polar opposite to the men. So, for example, all Australia had to do was make it to the final, and they did by that last-minute try against France, which was crazy. But then the men, all Fiji had to do was get to the final and didn't make it. So it was like, and they lost the World Series. So it's like two sides of the story. And
like you said, anything can happen in sevens. Like there's one, like you said, one little mistake or one little break, and that's it. Like that's the game. Sevens.
But Kim, you got to put your money where your mouth is. Who's going to win the World Cup then? Go on.
I like do it like back the home team, or I'll back the home team, Canada. Sure, yeah.
Okay, you're going to go Canada.
Gonna win. I'm gonna go Canada.
Who's going to win the men's?
Let's see. I love watching Fiji. They're very exciting. I'm gonna go with Fiji. Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Yourself?
I was going to say Fiji as well for the men, but we can't get the same because one of us is going to have the bragging rights. So
exactly.
I'm going to go just South Africa. That's
South Africa. That was my second.
Yeah, so,
that was my second.
And then for the women, I'm going to go with Australia. I think Australia are going to win, but then I reckon England are going to come second, obviously. So they're going to make the final. Just go cover all bases.
Yeah, sure.
But I think Australia are going to come good in the last tournament.
Yeah, I would love to see them, just because they've been, like you said, they started off the season so strong, and they have a great team, and just maybe a few injuries. I'd love to see them come back. In all honesty, I feel like it will be a Australia-New Zealand final. And as you say, it's just nice to see an exciting final. Sometimes we're not always so lucky, we get the good games a little earlier on in the quarters or the semis or something like that. But Canada, I'm still supporting. You got it, girls. Also going on in international rugby, a bit of a media around what's happening with the Irish team. Australia had invited Ireland to come down to play a 3-series test, and they were declined, and it seems like some of the players are pretty upset about it.
Yeah, so I know definitely over in England here we've been seeing some like high level players and elite players speaking out about it as well on social media, which is a rarity, because normally, people you kind of get speaking out about these stuff is when they're retired or they're not involved in the game anymore. And I think some of these players are. So it means a lot for these Irish ladies who have been denied a chance to go on summer tour and play a really good, high quality team in a really good venue. So you can see where they're coming from. But I know for me personally, when I read into the story, I do just think that maybe they're thinking this year, because I know, for example, that they've their head coach Adam has started up like Irish Exiles training camps. I think there's 2 camps in this summer that they're trying to get anyone who doesn't live in Ireland to come to the training camps, and he's going to be there personally. It's just a talent identification. So I think they're just at the stage in this World Cup cycle that they're just identifying talent, and then in the summers to come, I think that's when they're going to be utilising the opportunities to go on tour. So I kind of think they've got a bit of bad press over it, because no other like highly elite teams on tour right now, that they're resting and saving themselves for a big 3-year cycle. So I think it's kind of a bit of bad press. But
yeah, you think it's just kind of like poor timing, the invitation? Yeah,
that's exactly
and then
what I think.
I mean, it seems like the athletes feel like this is just kind of another piece on the pile. Like they've kind of gone through a lot of turmoil and change in the last few years, and obviously have not felt supported. And as you said, it can be a bit rare for athletes to speak out while they're still playing. And so for them to be so passionate, to take to the media so strongly, obviously they just feel like they haven't been treated well, and are continually not treated well or equally as the men.
It's just like, I think for them, it's just one thing after another, where they just want one like positive thing that they can latch onto and then really show their support for women's rugby in Ireland. And they just need that one positive thing, and they're just not getting it at the moment. Yeah. At the moment, it's just one thing after the other, like you say. So
yeah. Well, hopefully, things will turn around for them. And like you said, they have those training camps, and I'm sure they'll have other opportunities. I mean, I'm still excited about what's happening for the Australia 15s team. They're really turning things around with their pro league, and obviously sending out invitations to get more matches happening. And it seems like they are kind of finally strongly supported by their union, which is really great to see, because I think that's a bit of a turnaround.
Yeah, no, that is good. I think I saw in the news they had the women's state of origin for the first time ever, which is
cool.
Rugby league. But they had their first ever, and it was streamed to, I think, just under 1 million people watched it. They had a stadium nearly full, and I think then it was a good game. I saw the highlights, and I know just to have that, I think it's a great deal over in there in Australia. And I think that's because of women's rugby is really getting behind, like the Australian union is really getting behind the women's team. And I think that's coming across in other sports as well. That's
excellent. I know just from spending a bit of time in New Zealand, like state of origin is followed by
huge,
all of Australia. All of New Zealand. It's great. Like you watch it in the pub, you watch the reruns in the pub. That's really great for women's rugby in general. All right, what else is going on in women's rugby in the world? Sweden just celebrated 30 years of Test rugby, and they're looking to get back on the board, Poppy?
Yeah, so I thought, as coming in as co-host, I thought I'd bring something with me, and that's when I decided we could do a sort of a team of have a look at an international team and just get to know a bit about them, because I'm, as an international player and you as an international player, like I find that I don't actually know much about other teams that you don't play, and sort of the opportunities in other teams. So I thought that I could just have a look at them. So I asked around a couple of people, and they were just telling me about rugby in Sweden right now, and how they've just started. They're coming into hopefully a game against the Netherlands soon, and they're coming up with regional tests, and for the first time ever they're like playing the north of Sweden v the south of Sweden, and then getting to have a look at all the players in the round, which I think is great for them, because before they just had like 2 big teams in Sweden, and unless you're playing with the 2 big teams, you weren't getting a look at. Mm-hmm. So there's actually 600 females in Sweden right now with 16 clubs, which is pretty good. Yeah. And I think that hopefully their Swedish national sevens side is doing good things at the moment. So they just had the Euros for the bottom league clubs,
Yeah.
and they just came third in it. So they got knocked out in the semis against Ukraine, but the second legs in a couple of weeks, so they're hoping to do better. And if you win that, then you get promoted to the Grand Prix. That's the ultimate aim for Sweden. So they're obviously still in with a shout coming third. Netherlands won, but they're still in with a shout coming third.
Yeah.
And I think just for their 15s, they're doing good things down there, and they're ready to get. I think their aim. I looked on their Instagram actually, and I did like it. It was aim to get the sevens. Was aim to get back to the Grand Prix, and aim to get in the 2020 Olympics, which is, if you're going to be trying to. Yeah, great. Isn't that great goals? You're going to be trying to get that. You're going to be definitely trying to develop your rugby. And I know that one of my old coaches, Kevin Mogridge, he's a good forwards coach to the England under-20s. He's gone out there to help support them. So they're definitely trying to develop their game in Sweden. And I really can't wait to see them play a test and see how well they've improved.
That's great. I saw that they have a big movement to, as you said, grow the sport in Sweden, and looking to really increase numbers. So, as you mentioned, looking for the 2020 Olympics, and then, looking to, I think, increase the players. So, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what happens.
Yeah, so doing my research as well, I thought I had to maybe do a little shout out to one of their players. She's called Victoria Pedersen, and she captained Sweden at the weekend in her sevens, in her international sevens debut, which I think is pretty impressive to be making your international sevens debut and captaining your team at the same time. So I think she's one to watch for them for the future.
Amazing. I love it. I love the research, and
so I've decided
I love having someone else to watch.
Yeah, it is good. I've decided that if any other teams want to get a shout on this podcast, then all you have to do is tweet us, and then you'll be our team of the month, and we'll be looking at you next month.
Love it. Yeah, next month. Yeah.
And if no one suggests anything, then I'll just tweet us myself, and I'll suggest something for next month.
Feature look at the little known England. Yeah.
And players to watch for England. Yeah.
No, there's lots of people to follow. That's awesome. Thank you. And then just a bit of a follow-up from our last episode. Some things are changing in the France 15 structure. You got some news on Montpellier for us, Poppy.
Yeah, so Montpellier, they won the top 8, which is pretty impressive. I think it was a tight game. A couple of kicks won it for them. And that makes them back-to-back champions of France. I think 2 years in a row now, which is pretty impressive. But now they're going to be the last ever champions of France in the top 8, because now it's changed into a top 10. So France has changed. They're now going to be 10 teams in their league, which is similar to what we did last year in England Premiership. So we're having more teams in. That means more players can get involved at the elite level, more games, and it's just a better competition, hopefully, in the long run. So congratulations to Montpellier for winning. I know a few of their players had great seasons, getting the Grand Slam for France, then going on to win the championship. Retaining the championship for your club's not a bad season, really.
No, it's not. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. I just wanted to give a small shout out to the All Blues, who won the first round of women's participation in the Gay Rugby World Cup. It seems like a bit of a small tournament to start, but I'm sure it will grow. So it's the All Blues from California. Last thing I just wanted to touch on, Poppy, as always, how's Reggie? What's he up to?
Yeah, Reggie's good. He's a bit hot because we're having a heat wave in England right now.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, he's a bit hot, going for a lot of water, but just keeping him hydrated. So he's doing okay. And he's molting as well, which is I'm not impressed about, because it means a lot of hoovering and stuff. But anything to keep him happy.
You're a good lady, Poppy. Anything to keep Reggie happy. Well, that's great. I'm glad he's doing well. Linguini also shedding consistently, really a lot everywhere on everything.
How it is then,
Yeah,
the struggles.
Yeah, they're real. They really are. All right. Well, thank you so much, Poppy. Thanks for your inside info, and I'm looking forward to hearing who our next feature is.
Yes, yeah, and just a couple of things as well. So obviously I'm going to California next week. So if anyone's around in California, then just give me a shout and, you know, maybe you can meet up for a drink. And then secondly, hopefully, fingers crossed, if technology permits, I'm going to be doing a live video from the Rugby World Cup Sevens. So if you're interested in this and what I've got to say here, then tune into that and I'll give you some more nuggets of gold.
Awesome. We'll definitely touch base with you while you're at the World Cup. And
I'll be making sure you watch as well, Kim. I'll be checking that you watch.
Good. Yeah, good. That's good. It's good. You keep me honest. Well, I've got to make sure that Canada wins, right? So
yeah, exactly. Well, if Canada wins, then I won't be posting any video. I'll be sulking because you won. Oh. And I've lost the bet.
Well, thanks again, Poppy.
WiSP Sports Radio, the voice of women in sport.
Please visit our sponsors at highlands.com/ear-pain. You can follow us on Twitter at WiSP Sports, and you can follow Poppy at Poppy_G_C and myself at Kimmy Donaldson. Thank you for listening to WiSP Sports Radio and supporting women's sport everywhere.